In the next 2 hours, marchers will converge on downtown Lexington once again to fight for justice and racial equality. This will be the 10th night protesters will take to the streets to make their voices heard. And that's where we find LEX 18's Conroy DeLuce. She is live in front of Fayette County Courthouse in tonight's big story at 6. Hey, Conroy.
Breonna Taylor, George Floyd. Those are just two of the names on the minds of those who are gathering here in downtown Lexington tonight as they pray, they march, and they think of those who have lost their lives at the hands of law enforcement. In Lexington, the protests have been mostly peaceful, and it was also peaceful for the first 2+ hours last night. Protesters spent time at Cheapside Park, a painful name and place for the black community, as it was the former slave trade site here in Lexington. Later, the march moved to the streets, down Short Street to Broadway, back to Limestone, and finally ending near UK's campus. Organizers said the longest an intersection was blocked was 8 minutes, symbolic of the number of times Breonna Taylor was shot by police inside her own home.
And we feel like 8 minutes is a small amount of time to be inconvenienced for the amount of inconvenience that black and brown people face at the hands of police.
Around 10:30, police say an Uber approached the group of protesters who were in the street near South Limestone and Maxwell, and a man from inside that Uber got out and began arguing with one of the protesters. One protester shared a video of the fight with LEX 18 News. Several witnesses we talked to say the man who was inside the Uber threw the first punch, and the protester involved fought back in self-defense.
We are not here to initiate violence, but as I have said several times throughout these peaceful protests, we will defend ourselves. We have every right to defend ourselves.
After the brief fight, protesters returned to the county courthouse, promising to continue marching for justice, peace, and meaningful changes to police department procedures. Lexington police confirmed they are investigating the incident from last night. And since it is an open investigation, they will not share the details of the incident report, and no charges have been filed at this time. Now, the driver of the Uber from last night did speak with the Lexington Herald-Leader, and the driver told the paper that the passenger asked him to drive through a green light while protesters passed the car in the street. The driver said no, and he said soon after, the male passenger got out and the fight ensued. The driver told the paper that no protesters bothered him at any point or even touched the car. Now, as for the plans for tonight's protest, organizer April Taylor says that they're expected to gather here at 8 o'clock once again here at the courthouse, and they will walk the streets of downtown Lexington, continuing to push for meaningful change in law enforcement. Live in Lexington, Conroy DeLuce, LEX 18 News.